Good morning, folks. Today we've got looks at an earthquake, the new Euclid release, serious environmental conditions changing in South America, and of course, the last 24 hours on our star and the current space weather condition. We took a few M-class solar flares in the last day. Some appear to have made minor CMEs, won't be anything scary, but may give Earth a glancing blow as we enter the weekend. We also have sunspot development to watch for as two new groups have formed near central heliographic longitudes. Let's take a closer look at these, starting with the X-ray flux. The peaks are the flares reaching into M-class range. More may be expected. Solar wind is relatively stabilized at slightly enhanced plasma pressure. It's nothing significant, and the stabilization has kept the geomagnetic conditions at Earth in the green. No new storm conditions to report. Taking a peek at those sunspots, the ones on the far right and left were there yesterday, but those two in the middle were not. In addition to the flaring regions, we expect continued growth of those new spots today. They may be able to flare soon as well with this much development. Top seismic event of the last day was a 6.0 in Turkey. It was in a somewhat more remote region, and so far there are no reports of casualties or major damage from the event. Let's go into space next, because Euclid just did their first data release, and its ability to zoom is pretty amazing. Not only has it located about 100 million point sources in just a tiny viewing area of the Milky Way, but they include both Milky Way stars and distant galaxies visible in the background. Euclid has been one of the most hyped new space missions, and after this first release I can see why. It's going to rival James Webb for relevance in the years ahead. Last but not least, folks, the drought conditions in the rainforest are astounding, while usually drier areas around it are taking record rains. The soil moisture plot you see here shows just how dramatic the last 2 years of rain change have been, and folks, this is one of the things we expect as we march toward geomagnetic excursion and the pole shift. The main story of local climates should be rapidly and drastically changing. As always, folks, had a great time chatting with observers at the ranch yesterday. Several events coming up in the next few weeks, and on observerranch.com, not only can you book your trip to come see us in person, but our store is now open there and running. Every one of our books is now available through the store, along with much, much more. observerranch.com. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now at 6:15 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.